Good morning. This is my Module 1, EDL 856 Personal Introduction. My name is Delana Smith. I am the District Curriculum Coordinator and Testing Coordinator for USD 249 Frontenac Schools. I also serve as the Pre-K-12 Librarian. Previously, I've had the opportunity to teach math grades 6 through 12, 7th and 8th language arts, and 7th grade computer applications. My educational history, I tend to be a lifelong student. I've promised my husband that this is the last one, so we will see. I have my Bachelor's of Science in Math. Went back and got my Master's in Reading because my assignment that I had accepted was in the ELA classroom. And then I went back and got my Ed Specialist in District Leadership and just recently finished a Master's of Art in Ministry Studies. So hopefully in December I'll complete this degree and step outside of my personal education and be able to focus completely on my professional career. When I think about school communication, I'm thinking about school to staff, school to students, school to parents, school to community, but then also the reverse of each of those. As a school building, I think it's very important that we are able to make opportunities for those different stakeholders to make their voices heard back to the school and just kind of help to build that relationship piece. I think the KISA is really making districts stop and look at those relationships that are occurring between the school buildings and district and the stakeholders. And I think this is an excellent place to get started by just looking at ways that we can communicate out, but also then receive that communication back and be able to be responsive to what that feedback is. James Hume says the art of communication is the language of leadership. I think as educational leaders, one of the most critical aspects of that job is being able to communicate effectively with all of those different stakeholders. Some of the greatest leaders that I've had the opportunity to work with were ones who were amazing at building that relationship and truly made the different staff members feel heard, but at the same time they communicated out decisions in a very efficient manner so that there was definitely that leadership. It was not something that was open to free-for-all. So I feel that that's a great quote for what I would aspire to be as a leader. Communication begins with listening. Another very powerful statement that I feel is critical for where we stand in our current educational system. We know that there are a lot of different stakeholders that aren't quite sure about different decisions that have been made in education. We're dealing with numerous school shootings that make families feel afraid of sending their student and entrusting them to the district. Just various things going on in our society that we really have to be actively listening to what the community is saying and then responding with information that helps put their mind at ease, that helps to reassure them. As we talk about IPS, I think it's very important that we're listening to what those parents are saying so that we can ensure that we are providing that individualized instruction that truly does align with the whole student and what is best for each child. So ways that I would look at improving communication, in my current district, these are some of the things that I've been able to be part of that conversation with the district leadership team. And some of my soapbox ideas, I feel like a variety of modes of communication. We can't just assume that everyone is going to be reached in the same manner, just as we differentiate instruction for students. I feel like it's very important that we differentiate the communication that we're providing out to our families and our community. And we need to know the targeted audience. In this district, as compared to my last district, the need to be able to supply communication in multiple languages is now very necessary. We have one particular student who older sister has to be that go-between for mom and son. Son is not proficient in Spanish and the mom does not speak any English. So we need to make sure that we're providing that communication in a manner that it can be received by that targeted audience. Again, those opportunities for two-way communication so that we're not only giving our ideas, but we're also receiving that feedback and we're hearing our stakeholders. Streamlining the communication throughout. I am a mom to 6, And when I am receiving communication in numerous forms, one for each different child, it can become overwhelming. Last year, I believe there were 4 different applications that I had to download to be able to receive communication from the different teachers. Although it was doable, this year, our building for my younger 4 have all gone to the same communication mode. So that made it very simple for me to log on and see the communication from all 4 teachers instead of having to check 4 different apps, in addition to checking emails and PowerSchool for my older 2. And then being intentional about educating those stakeholders on ways that they can connect with the school. It doesn't do any good if we establish all these modes of communication, but then we're not going out and sharing with the community, whether it be face-to-face, whether it be through district flyers, the call out to all the parents. We are a very tight local community, so for us, being able to get the flyers in those local businesses is one of the most effective ways to let our stakeholders know about a change or about an opportunity. So we need to make sure that we are very intentional about giving that information to our stakeholders, our community, our parents, so that they can then actively become part of this line of communication and just work as a partner with the district as we continue to move forward. So I'm looking forward to learning more throughout the semester, and I appreciate your guys' time today. Have a great day.